Hey everybody, it's Stitch1993. Welcome back to another underrated games video where I talk about video games that aren't really talked about as much or sometimes overlooked. And today I'm looking at a genre I don't normally talk about on this channel, a fighting game, specifically Boombots, which released here in North America on December 1st, 1999, developed by the Neverhood Incorporated, South Peak Interactive, and the now defunct DreamWorks Interactive. The only reason I own this game is because of the first developing company, the Neverhood Inc. Now, the Neverhood, if you've never heard of it, is a stop-motion point-and-click video game. Itself released back in the 90s and pretty much to critical acclaim. I don't know if I ever go over this game in a full scale because I don't think it's so forgotten, or at least underrated, because that one, of course, got this spin-off, a couple spin-offs actually, as well as a sequel and even kind of a spiritual successor back in the 2000s. But one of the spin-offs was Boombots, which was a 3D platforming beat-em-up game similar to Power Stones. And yeah, you're seeing gameplay here right now of it. So with the Neverhood and the other games, they used a claymation style for the gameplay. Now, that works really well with point-and-click games and, of course, other genres. But with this style of game, not so much. So they end up just using regular 3D polygon characters for the cast. However, there are still cutscenes that are in stop motion, and they are beautiful. You can check all them out here on YouTube, but here's just a couple scenes that I was able to capture while playing through the game.
It's the year 15 billion, and alien space cats have conquered the Earth. These cruel, heartless aliens terrorize people by walking around with their tails up. An American scientist, cat aliens, built to be brave and resourceful, Boombots can endure the world of deep space travel. Go fish.
You better not be cheating.
I don't cheat. It's Dr. Pig.
Who's the mission queen?
Raspberry.
He's got a mission for us.
Yeah, they don't really tell a lot of what's going on in the story itself. And basically the main plot is just an alien invasion, and you're trying to fight the aliens, but actually you're just fighting other robots. The game does have a lot of playable characters. Starting out, you have Boomer, who's considered like the mascot of the game. You've got Hans, Texas Ranger, who's just a southern robot. Airplane, an airplane robot. Cheeky Boom, which is one of the few female characters. Dog, which was a dog robot. Pittsburgh, which is just this kind of heavy set robot, and was the robot I end up playing with as the most during this gameplay here. Moby Tank, which had a tank for a head. LeChip, which kind of looks similar to some of the other characters in previous Neverhood Inc. games. Hera, which looked like some sort of praying mantis. And Evil Boom. Now, you could unlock additional characters by putting in a set of button presses on the character select screen. So if you did that, you could also unlock Lady Wasp, Clayman, which was the main character of the Neverhood, Oh Canada, Edhead, which is kind of a robotic version of the Neverhood creator Doug TenNapel, and Mandu, who is the main alien cat character that you see show up in the cutscenes there. Why didn't I go over what each character's moveset was? Well, because they all have the same exact moveset. That's right. No matter what character you choose, you get the same attacks every time, even the same power-ups. What are those attacks? Well, you have a main one, which is your gun blaster, which shoots bullets. Then you have a rocket attack, which, depending on how far you are away from the other character, usually is able to lock onto the character and get them. You've got a kind of a close combat attack. And then the main attack that I used was the pickup attack, which was the R2 shoulder button. Yeah, this attack was like way overpowered in my opinion. Basically, you just got up real close to the opposing character, held down R2, and they would pick them up, do a little animation, and punch them. And that would take up about a third to a fourth of their health. So if you did that between 3 to 5 times, they were done. And Pittsburgh seemed to be the easiest to do that with. Now you'll notice that there is another bar underneath the health bar. And for a while I thought that because it was technically the most powerful attack, that bar symbolized the energy it took to power up the grab attack. No, that is just the energy it takes to do the rocket launch attack. Which it varies on how powerful those are. I think it's depends on how far away the character is, and you could only shoot out 2 at a time before it had to kind of load. And again, you had to have the energy to shoot 1 out as well. So those were the energy balls you see floating around on the screen that you could go around and collect. You'd also have some other power-ups that would show up. You also could get some health rejuvenation as well. But the main attack that was the easiest to beat most of these characters was the grab attack. Now, when you die, you have 2 options. You can always rematch with the character you were immediately fighting, or if you want to select somebody different, you could say exit and it would take you back to the character select screen. The story would be the same. If you selected any other character, you'd start right there, and then you could save after every boss if you wanted to. The only other option in this game was the versus mode, which allowed you to pick any of the multiple levels to play in this game. One including a version of the opening area of the Neverhood, which I thought was interesting. That does take 2 players to use, however. If you wanted a game like Power Stone for the PS1 and you are a fan of the Neverhood and you like stop motion, I'd give this game a go. I really did enjoy the character designs, even when they were in their little 3D polygonal phase. And of course, I did enjoy watching the cutscenes. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this one, honestly. And let me know if you grew up with this one or if this is your first time hearing about it. And let me know if you've ever played the Neverhood or any of the other Neverhood Incorporated games. Until next time, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.